JBN, we keep you informed. 4 killed, 2 injured in shootings on Monday. Data obtained by JBN show that 4 persons were murdered by gunmen on Monday, while 2 others were injured. The incidents occurred in the St. Catherine North, Clarendon, Westmoreland, St. Andrew South, and Kingston West police divisions. The deceased have been identified as 53-year-old Wilbert Allen, a farmer of God's River in Manchester, 34-year-old Appel Brown, and 42-year-old Kevin Clark. One of the victims, whose body was found on Monday, has not been identified. Statistics from the Jamaica Constabulary Force revealed a 6% increase in murders since the start of the year. When compared to the same period in 2019, there was a decline in all other major crimes. 3 shot, 2 fatally, in confrontation with security forces in St. James. 3 men were shot, 2 fatally, during an alleged gun battle with the security forces in Mud Valley, Montego Bay, St. James on Wednesday afternoon. The 3rd man has been hospitalized. Up to Wednesday evening, the police and military were searching Mud Valley for other gunmen. Teen among 2 arrested for illegal gun and ammo in Mountain View. A 17-year-old student and a 24-year-old man were arrested on Tuesday during a police-military operation off Mountain View Avenue in St. Andrew. An illegal gun and 10 rounds of ammunition were reportedly seized during the operation on Glasspole Avenue. It is reported that the security forces went to a house occupied by the 2 individuals. During a search, the revolver and the ammunition were reportedly found in the ceiling. Police probe double shooting in St. James. The police are probing the shooting of a man and a woman in St. James on Tuesday. The 26-year-old fisherman and the 25-year-old hairdresser were injured during an attack by gunmen on Beachwood Circle. They have been hospitalized. About 8 a.m., the 2 were traveling in a car along the main road when a motorcycle with 2 men drove up. The pillion pulled a gun and began firing on the vehicle, hitting the 2. No motive has been established for the attack. Another pump attendant shot on the job in St. Andrew. The police have stepped up their search of gunmen who shot and injured a 28-year-old man in the vicinity of a service station along Weddell's Road in St. Andrew on Tuesday. He has been identified as a pump attendant of a Kingston address. Reports are that about 1:30 p.m., gunshots were heard at the mentioned location. The police were called and the pump attendant was found suffering from gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the hospital where he was admitted for treatment. No motive has yet been identified for the attack. 2 weeks ago, another pump attendant, identified as 19-year-old Kevin Mackenzie, a resident of Grand Spence, St. Andrew, was fatally shot at a service station along Constant Spring Road in St. Andrew. Reports are that about 12:45 p.m. on February 3, Mackenzie was attending to a customer when 2 men rode up on a motorbike. One of the men reportedly got off the bike and opened fire at the pump attendant, shooting him in the process. Mob beats accused after alleged sexual assault of 6-year-old. There is heightened concern for the Jamaican Sex Offender Registry to be publicly accessible after 3 victims, a daughter, her aunt, and since Sunday, a 6-year-old girl, have confessed to being sexually assaulted years apart by the same man. This after the accused man, who is also a taxi operator and father to one of his victims and brother to another, has left a trail of mental scars in at least 2 Portmore St. Catherine communities. The perpetrator, whose name cannot be disclosed because he has not been charged, is currently under police guard at hospital recovering from a mob attack. He was beaten Sunday afternoon after allegedly abducting a 6-year-old neighbor and fondling her in a decrepit back room. According to a source, further advances were thwarted after the child's uncle realized something was amiss and made an alarm. On Monday, the child's 28-year-old father was a portrait of pain, his face awash with tears and regret that he had not been able to prevent the abuse. His name will not be disclosed to protect the child's identity. My daughter tell me she was in her house, sleeping, and him come and take her out of the house and bring her over his house. Him all draw her up on the ground. Him lock her up and put her up on him bed and start rub her down. And I tell her, you know how long me love you, and I try kiss her, he said. She a fight him off, and him draw down her shorts and her panty, the child's father said. The accused man has reportedly known the child since birth. The child was left under the watchful eyes of an adult as she slept in the room. The incident took place when majority of the community folk had gone to the funeral of a respected elder. It's like him have the mentality long time, and him just get the time to do it. Him go to my baby mother bar, which are they too far from my house, to buy half flask of rum and boom to make sure she was out there, and then him go back to the house. The distraught dad said he has been concerned not only for his child but for others who may have been preyed upon by the accused. If me didn't know said that the man they are rapist, he couldn't even talk to me pitney. He play with them, and me never yet see him na the meds there, or me never meds him. So because if nothing for do for my daughter, him will make me know before my baby mother. So me frightened for know see him. The girl's dad, who said he blocked out on learning what transpired, speaks highly of his daughter, who he says is a promising academic and athlete. At the Portmore home Monday night, angry residents emptied the accused rapist dilapidated one-room structure where the child was assaulted and made a bonfire of his possessions on the road. Further research led to the location of two other alleged victims, his daughter and his sister. They confessed to being sexually assaulted during their teenage years. Investigators have revealed that he was locked away for close to 3 years for raping his sister, which occurred at the same location where he fondled the infant on Sunday. On Sunday, the accused man's 27-year-old sister recounted the terrifying night when she was assaulted. She was 12 years old. I was laying down on my back. I did in a 6th grade. And I saw a shadow and then I feel something heavy upon me. He put his hand over my mouth and started to rape me. When my mother come, I tell her, and she carried me go down to the station, and them charge him and him went to court and him detained fate. Having not received counseling, she says she's haunted by the memory of the ordeal. Me think him did change because him got jail feet. When he raped me and then him stepdaughter, the 27-year-old whose name has been withheld, said. When another Portmore community where the accused man once lived was visited, on reaching the location, a woman shouted, "War party strike again!" At that location, there were numerous alleged incidents involving the accused man and his victims, including his own daughter. The accused man's former lover said she was disturbed after viewing a video of the accused being beaten and thrown into a gutter before he was rescued by the police. Him named the call on that some years ago for a 13-year-old. When we meet him, he did in a lockup of 100 man for 2 years, no court on it, for interfering with his sister, his ex-partner said, referring to the Greater Portmore police station. Well, if you just hang the man, I will drive now and go to the hospital and tell them if you hang him. I used to do all the bookwork for him, because him can't read and write. But if him really do that, him can't call my name for help him. Him have to go down this time, him can't get away, she said. The woman confirmed that the man had been accused of sexual assault in his daughter. Time catch up on him, she said. When the journey continued to the home of the accused rapist daughter, who lives in another Portmore community, the 24-year-old daughter, who is now a mother of 2, said she was sexually assaulted by her father when she was an infant. Very small. I can't remember everything, probably about basic school, and revealed the abuse to her stepmother when she was a teenager. The daughter said her father offered her money for sex. He was giving me money to keep quiet or give him sex in return, but I wasn't about that and I told the adult. Now she is psychologically torn, as other sex abuse victims wishing only to scrub his name and face from her memory forever. But I'm just dead and done and me just bury him. I don't know what else to do or say. Me not have the strength to even see him face. Me weak from man, he made her hurt me. If you push me so, would I even drop? Me think same did change from them thing there. Me think he did learn, she said. The mother of the 6-year-old said she was shaken to her core when she heard of the abuse of her daughter. Me won't go straight home. I'm seeing sung now and car, blooded. Me not bother go up to the house, me just start lick him up and me run out of the car, the child's mother said. The trauma of the event was exacerbated by the mother being sent from one police station to another and having to endure a lengthy wait at the Spanish Town Hospital on Sunday night. The child's mother said they returned to the hospital on Monday morning because the 6-year-old did not receive medical attention. The Portmore office of the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offences and Child Abuse confirmed the incident and said that a report is ongoing. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency has been notified of the incident and will carry out investigations into the matter. The Sexual Offences Act of 2009 allowed for the establishment of a sex offender registry in Jamaica and the Sexual Offences Registration of Sex Offenders Regulations 2012 details its operation. The registry, which falls under the management of the Commission of Corrections, was established in July 2014 and is currently located at 12 to 14 Lockett Avenue, Kingston Gardens, Kingston 4. The registry is headed by a registrar, and it is the location from where the Sex Offenders Register is maintained and the affairs of the Sex Offender Registry registration centers are administered. Unlike Jamaica, the government of Trinidad and Tobago, in a bid to deter, punish, and shame pedophiles and other perpetrators of sexual crimes, has made its sex offender registry public. The law went into effect on January 31. It is said that under the Sexual Offences Amendment Act of 2019, for the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, information on sexual offenders can be shown on an online website for the public to access their names, addresses, photographs, and offences committed. Typical Jamaica, always the behind. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.